So electric bikes are a complete waste of money, right? You know, they got lithium batteries and they're really expensive. And what's the point? You might as well just pedal a normal bike without a motor and a battery. Well, I'm going to use this bike to test whether that's all true. And I've looked up a few reviews of this Hitway BK11, and most of the people who are reviewing them online, it doesn't look like they're cyclists at all. No offense to you guys, doing a great job reviewing them. But some of us actually cycle every day to work, take the kids to school. And as you can see, so far, coming a bit closer, we've done some good off-roading. We've been down at Moores Valley Country Park. We've been in the rain. We've been in the dry. We've even managed to break one of the pedals already. So we can be sure that we are properly torture testing this. A couple of things off the checklist. At the moment, this is £699 on Amazon, which is an absolute bargain. To get an electric bike for that price, my expectations are set incredibly low. And throughout this review, I'm going to show you why this far exceeds all of my expectations. So stay tuned in for that. The purchase cost of the Hitway BK11 looks like an absolute bargain at £700 when you compare it to alternative methods of transport. A 125cc scooter, for example, £2,000 for a new one of those. A Detached Spring, the cheapest EV on sale, electric car, £15,000, and the cheapest petrol car on sale, the Detached Sandero, also £15,000 at the moment. A bargain. You might want to know how far it goes. Even when it was absolutely freezing cold and we had the motor on full power the whole time, we managed to get 21, is it miles or kilometers? It's miles. We got 21 miles out of absolutely crazy full power, rinsing the battery in very cold conditions. So that's the absolute worst that you're going to get out of a full charge. You don't need me to tell you all the practical things. It's got a really sturdy rack on the back. It's got a really sturdy kickstand. It's got tyres that are just chunky enough that offer good stability, and they can be used on road or off road, but they're not too chunky to give too much rolling resistance. It's got built-in lights that are also powered off the battery. This one folds. It's got suspension seat post, which actually is a lot more effective than I expected it to be, at least for someone my weight. I'm about 79 kilograms, if that means anything to you. The front suspension is not the most premium, let's be honest. At this price point, we don't expect it to be. But quite often when you get really cheap front shock, they're really, really soft and they just bottom out really easily. This one seems quite well sprung. For me, for my weight, for how I ride, I find that quite good, but it's not adjustable. It's just basic. Let's go and ride this thing anyway. Let's get out of here. Some self-assembly will be required, just as with any bike that you buy online. For the nerds amongst us, this is a 432 watt-hour battery pack, and Hitway say that you can get up to 55 miles range from a single charge. Now all we need to do is, as Hitway says, hit the road, hit the fun. Let's go. All right, let's go. Off-roading. Okay, for this, I've just got the motor in assist level 1. So this is on assist level 1. It maintains 9-10 miles per hour and very, very little effort. Just enough to keep the pedals turning. Bump this up to level 2. We feel a kick, and that takes us up to 12 miles per hour. We go after this Audi here. So my son is riding behind me, and he doesn't know that I'm about to turn the power up to power 3. He's quite a fast rider, but let's see how he copes up this hill. Are you keeping up? He's not on an electric bike, but he is a very fast rider. Tour de France standard, of course. Been training them since he was young. Good? Well done, you passed the test. So usually get my heart pumping quite a bit pedalling up this hill, but not today. Should we swap the camera over? So you don't have to try and keep up, and so you don't have to worry about being smooth.
I mean, back there, I was not worrying about being smooth.
Very good, very good. By the way, this is how it should be done. When Hitway emailed me and I read this in their email, I was like, these are more the kind of approaches I want. These cold callers, they want so many demands. They want editorial control. They want a tight deadline, and they're just so pushy, and I'm just like, nope, delete. Hitway, the video does not need to be customized. We have no requirements for the length. You can make it according to your style. We will not interfere with the content. You can do whatever you want. And they've sent me the bike, and they haven't badgered me, and they haven't even followed up over the last couple of months. They made sure I got the bike and that I was happy, and they haven't even asked one single question. This is the way it should be done. All companies, if you want honest reviews, just let people make honest reviews. Okay, so what's it like riding an e-bike for someone who is, I'm new to e-bikes, but I'm a very experienced cyclist and have my own collection of bikes. Well, riding an e-bike is just effortless. I feel a little bit guilty, to be honest. You can just set it in whatever power setting you want, and it just maintains that speed. This bike doesn't have a torque sensor, it has a cadence sensor, which just checks that you're actually pushing the pedals around. So it's a road legal bike. It has a 250 watt motor. It doesn't have a throttle, a finger throttle or a twist throttle. And I could just happily sit here all day in, well, for me, I'd want it in power mode 3 all the time, because I like riding fast. I like riding really fast. And I don't like to hold up traffic. You know, we were on a cycle path earlier, and now we're on the road. And this bike just makes it easy. The combination of the chunky tyres, the suspension seat, the suspension forks at the front, it's just quite relaxing. So this is in mode 1, and I've got it, we're going up a hill, and I've got it in gear number 4. And so if I want to pedal a bit harder, I can go into gear number 5, and then the motor is still assisting me to keep me at 9 miles per hour, but then I can put as much effort in as I like. Go down a gear. Okay, we're back onto the cycle path. Get off the roads. Don't wind up the car drivers. Okay. And now I've put it in mode 3, and it will just maintain 15 miles per hour. As long as it can tell that you're turning the pedals, even if you're putting no power to those pedals through your feet, it'll just power you along. I hope you can hear any of this. This is a total experiment to see how well the microphone does. But this is a very bumpy footpath. Okay. You can see my son that was chasing me earlier, I'm now chasing him. Okay, as we're rolling along here, here's a little brief look at the controls. On that little display there, you can see the current speed, 6 miles per hour. You can see I've got no assist on, so that's the top right-hand number, 0. So I'm just coasting and pedaling myself. And you can also see the battery state of charge, so we're about half a battery at the moment. And I can just, with those up and down arrows, I can select the power output from the motor and which speed I want it to maintain. And then on the right hand side, I've got the normal gears, plus to go up and push to go down. And it all works quite well. Shimano, they're basic entry-level Shimano, but it's good to see Shimano at this price point at all. I can't can't go any faster. The gears won't go any faster. The gears won't go any faster. Show off. So who is this little bike for? Let me show you a few other features and you can make up your own mind. I've shown you the sturdy rack. I haven't shown you that you push this little lever here, pivot the seat forward. So once you've pivoted the seat forward, as long as you use your key to push it to the unlock position, then the battery slots out. And don't take it off-roading too much or your battery will end up looking like this one. You see down there's a motor controller, the 250 watt hub motor in there, which is, it's enough. I know people talk about 500 or 750 watt. I just don't see a need for it. I think we already got some footage of me folding it up and it was the first time me folding it up, so you do get better at it. This handle is brilliant for moving this around if you are going to be getting it in and out of stuff. And then it goes down. Okay. Okay. Stand up. Not bad for first time folding. Does it fit in the car?
I'm good with my back. Oh my goodness.
It'd be better if the scooter and stuff wasn't there, but that's alright.
I think you made
Not bad.
it fit.
These folding pedals, although we broke one, they are pretty nifty if you're going to be using it and chucking it on like a train or something. Ideal for that. Do you think this is a good bike for people who are commuting on trains? Yeah, I think so. You know, get their bag on there for the day. You can get an optional basket on the front. Integrated lights, we haven't shown you those, but they work okay. They're decent for the price point. We have no quick release axles, so it's fixed nuts on the axles. We've got disc brakes front and rear, which are cable operated, not hydraulic. And of course at this price point that's what we would expect. They do the job really well. I did need to do some adjustment. Everything on the bike actually out of the box was really pretty good, but I needed to just tighten this up a little bit. That was a little bit too loose, and I just did adjust. I can't remember now if it was the front disc or the rear disc, because I just like it to have a little bit more bite. I like it to be nice and responsive with not too much play in the lever, and I wanted them even, but I'm used to on my bike having hydraulic disc brakes, so you know they're next level up from this. I think anyone who wants to cycle, if you want to go down to the shops and get some shopping on there, get the basket for the front, get a crate on the back, you get a couple of shopping bags on the front and the back, and I think the rack on the back is rated for 35 kilos, which is quite impressive. It's very sturdy, and because of these mud guards, which are exceptional mud guards, you can ride this in all weather. And yeah, the bike does get a little bit caked, but you get protected from most of it because these mud guards are excellent. They're really nice and solid, really well, and they've got good coverage. You can see they go down nice and low, and the same on the back as well. So really nice coverage on mud guards. So if you are planning on riding all year round, mud guards are essential. Of course I got it in the black and orange colour because I love orange, but you can get the BK11 in green, I believe, as well.
But the real savings come in when we start to talk about the running costs, the fuel costs. £1,400 for the Dacia Sandero petrol one, £175 for a Dacia Spring as long as you can charge at home on a cheap tariff, a 125cc scooter £604 over 10,000 miles, and the Hitway BK11 just £10. And if you're really efficient, actually you could do it for less than that, so it's an absolute bargain. That's based on these assumptions. The Hitway can do 46 to 127 miles per kilowatt hour, the 125cc scooter 100 miles per gallon, Dacia Spring 4 miles per kilowatt hour, and the Dacia Sandero 45 miles per gallon. Of course, with the Hitway e-bike, there's no MOT, there's no insurance, there's no road tax, there's potentially very little servicing to be done. Most home DIYers would be happy to carry out the servicing on it. So very, very incredibly low running costs.
So when Hitway contacted me, I thought this is the worst time of year. Winter, most people aren't out on their bikes. My crazy son behind the camera, he loves riding. It's the colder, the better, because then he can ride fast without overheating. But for most normal people, it's not the greatest time. But we're coming into spring and maybe a lot of people are considering it. So would I recommend this bike? For the money, undoubtedly. Can you get a better bike? Sure, but you can go and pay double the money to get a significantly better bike. So I'm very impressed. When Hitway contacted me, I thought, so many of you in the comments are saying, e-bikes, that's the way. Cheaper, more sustainable, lower carbon footprint, lower emissions, better even than that pedal bike over there without a motor, because the engine for that is not very efficient. We feed that engine lots and lots of food, and I tell you what, the food just never stops disappearing. And those bananas that these human engines eat, it's not like we're growing them in our back garden, you know, they're being transported around the world. So I'm super impressed with it. What do you think?
It's good.
It's good. Great summary there. It's good. Hitway BK11. It's good. You had fun riding it though, didn't you?
Yeah.
You thought it was really fun, and it really encouraged you to do some more riding. Maybe that's an important point. Maybe for adults who are apprehensive for riding, maybe this is a great way to get them out and pedaling.